Welcome to Podcast on Infinite Earths, an unofficial DC Studios podcast. I'm your host, Tyson.
And I'm your host, Porter.
And we're both writers, editors, and part-time filmmakers who love superheroes. Welcome to our show. Welcome back, everybody. Today we are breaking down the second episode in the second season of Peacemaker. It's a lot of fun, and though less happens, there's still a lot to break down, so let's get into it. Porter?
Yeah, it's great, but before I go any further, I rewatched Superman last night, and I have to say, last episode, I had mentioned that us finding out that Lord Tech was funding the Justice Gang was a new thing that we were finding out. That is technically not true. In the Superman movie, during the cameo of Christopher Reeve's son as like the news reporter, he says that the Justice Gang is funded by Lord Tech.
No kidding.
But I think it was like we were too
stoked
excited
to see him.
Exactly, that we didn't even listen to what he was saying. So I just had to say that we technically find that out in Superman, but it is made clear in Peacemaker.
Well, I appreciate the caveat. All the comic book fans like us to be accurate.
But yeah, the episode starts off with a flashback. What does it say? Like 8 months earlier?
8 months ago.
Rick Flag Sr. gets announced as the head of Argus, and he gets the files on how his son passed away or was murdered, really. And he's mad, and I feel like the scene really works, and it's really the only Rick Flag scene we get for the whole episode. But it's effective. I mean, we get it. We're like, oh yeah, he's pissed. I get it. Right?
Oh yeah. And I love that they actually showed it instead of, I mean, it was insinuated, right? We knew going into this it was going to be a thing. It was talked about in the first episode, but I love that they actually showed his reaction, poring over the reports, and then like the flashing back to the footage from Suicide Squad. That was fantastic. I mean, we have seen Rick Flag Jr.'s death many a time, from between Suicide Squad and then all of the flashbacks in Peacemaker.
Geez. There's so many.
But it's hard hitting every time, right? I mean, that line is so devastating that he gives every single time.
And I feel like the perspective of like a father reading about it kind of puts it in a new light, which makes it feel a bit more fresh this time around.
Oh, most definitely, right? Like reacting how he might, seeing how things ended for his son, like his final words. Devastating.
Yeah, after that we get the title sequence, and it just picks up right where the first one left off, and Peacemaker's struggling to hide the body of himself.
Yeah, and it's pretty clear he's torn up about it, right? He doesn't super love that he just killed himself. And it's a struggle. He really can't hide the body. It keeps rolling out from its hiding spot, and he eventually just decides to go back home and try and just clean himself up and get his head straight. At which point you noted that his phone case had a Justice Gang sticker on it, which I found particularly like depressing, because that just feels like a very like almost like boyish thing to like be so excited about joining this group and then just to get so
I know
turned down. You can see why he kind of went into this depressive episode.
Oh, totally. I know, it's so sad.
Yeah, so bro's just trying to get his life together, showering, make himself a cup of coffee, and just kind of looking at the wreckage of the party from the last night. And then Adebayo shows up.
She does. Right before that, though, we do see her get confronted by her ex, which I actually felt like was a step up in the arguments from the first season. It kind of felt like there were more real stakes, because Adebayo's no longer like, oh, it'll be fine, whatever. She's just kind of like, yeah, and like, I don't know. It just feels a lot more mature of a conflict than it did the first time around.
Mature is a great way to put it. And yeah, there are definitely stakes, right? I mean, that line where she's like, look, you have to text when, we're like broken up. And she's like, I thought we were just taking a break. And she's like, what's the difference?
Right.
Clearly, they're just not really on the same page about where they're at, taking a break or like ending things. And it's tense between them. Yeah, mature is a great word for that. It's kind of just a tough moment for Adebayo. So I I almost applaud her for like leaving that exact situation and then going to like show up for Peacemaker.
Right. And when we're there, we find out, or at least Chris finds out from her, that he is being heavily surveilled.
Right. And what I love about this scene is we get kind of the back and forth between Adebayo and Peacemaker talking, and then in the van where we have Economos and his new partner Langston,
Oh,
who's
jeez.
just the worst.
He's so mean.
um anyways, them like watching this conversation, speculating what might be going on, and then hearing what's actually being talked about. I think that's a fun like little cut that they do.
Oh, totally. And yeah, Langston as a character, very welcome addition. He has the funniest condition ever of bird blindness, where he can't tell the difference between birds, which is like really, really clever and funny.
So out of the blue, I really thought he was just like making a joke when he was like, "What's that parrot doing?" And then messing with Economos further by like really breaking down what bird blindness is. But nope, it comes up later in the episode, and this is like an honest to goodness condition.
It's so funny. Like who? Like I'm so glad someone came up with that and just
Genuinely, it's kind of that absurdity that keeps Peacemaker fresh. So after like this kind of heart to heart, Adebayo like makes sort of a good point where she mentions that it might be best for Peacemaker to like just kind of come clean about having this interdimensional portal because one, he doesn't really know what to do with it. It seems like trouble at best.
yeah,
And
he doesn't
then
really like utilize it. It sounds
right.
like.
And then two, they will definitely find a way to like turn this against him and he'll just like wind up right back in prison. But he's in a pretty dark place right now, so he doesn't seem to care that much. He just calls Vigilante to help him clean up. And we get like the most gruesome buddy buddy scene I have ever seen.
Oh, seriously, it kind of feels reminiscent of like in the first season when they're just blowing up stuff and they're just having a blast.
Oh yeah.
That's kind of this, but
But I
hiding a
think
body.
oh for sure. And I think the funny part, what makes it funny is that Chris is like not having a good time. He is chopping up him and like destroying the evidence and Vigilante is loving it.
Oh yeah.
He's like he's in his happy place. He's smiling, he's dancing. And yeah, it is a gross sequence to say the least.
And he takes his phone and he later like goes through it and sees photos of Harcourt and him together as like a couple. And that's just kind of like the final nail in the coffin, right? Like that's going to send him over the edge of, yeah, my universe sucks. And it really is heartbreaking to see him just want a better life so badly.
Oh, for sure, right? This final moment of like, there is nothing left for me here. And that's kind of where the episode ends. But in between all that, we do get like a couple glimpses of, maybe what could have been. Um, they cut to our version's Harcourt at the pharmacy picking up some food and other items. And she's not looking too great from getting just the crap kicked out of her at the bar the other night.
Yeah.
And we get like the funniest conversation from like a genuinely concerned but maybe too nosy
Yeah.
just stranger.
Wholesome.
Yeah, we're like, I mean, domestic abuse is a very serious issue, and you can see that this lady like really wants to like help Harcourt, but
for sure.
knowing that this is like something Harcourt wanted for one, and honestly, like it's kind of one of those noir Spider-Man, like sometimes I let a match burn to my fingertips just to feel something, kind of.
Right.
So she is just not having it with this lady. And once again, the lady just keeps trying to like reach out and like, it's not your fault. And
Well, I know. Like, she was very polite. Like, for the first couple go arounds when the lady kept talking, I felt like she was politely kind of brushing her aside. Like, hey, like, no, thank you. I appreciate you, but that's not what this is.
oh yeah.
And then, like, she just kept coming back. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, and she ends it with a very snappy, I'm not your freaking mirror.
Yeah.
Like clearly you're downloading your insecurities into me. She's so gruff and that toxic masculinity, like it's there and it's fantastic. What a great character. Freaking love Harcourt.
Yeah, she's a great addition to the DCU.
And we find out that the reason that she was getting ingredients is the gang is getting back together, which they describe it's not something that happens very often, but I think it is so wholesome that the 11th Street kids are like back at it, just kind of reminiscing the gang.
Absolutely. I'm glad that they keep in touch because we kind of got a little bit of just like a smidge of that in the first episode. But this is like a full fledged, like they're hanging out, they're having a good time. And I really feel like this is essential for right before Chris kind of commits to this new dimension life to have one last like friend get together to show he has a life in this dimension. It's not perfect, but it's his and it there's a lot of great things that come of it.
Right.
And I'd be willing to bet that later in the season they're gonna like flash back to this rooftop scene, right?
Ah, that's a great point. And I mean, you talk about nail in the coffin. I feel like the moment that like broke him finally was when he just kind of has that final just sour conversation with Hardcore. I don't know. How do you feel about those two as a couple? Because obviously there was some buildup in the first season, but they're both just so toxic in their own ways that I don't know if it can work. I mean, obviously they're exes in this alternate universe. I'm just curious. What are your thoughts on them being together?
I feel like it's a good motivator, but realistically, I don't really think they would be a good couple. I don't know. I could be totally wrong. I'm not like a relationship expert by any means, but I definitely feel like their personalities are very similar to where it's almost like fighting against each other in the wrong way, right?
Oh, for sure, right? That classic opposites attract. And
But what are your thoughts?
you bring up some good points. I when it comes to like kind of that like really like blunt attitude, like that blatant forwardness, I feel like they kind of match each other like on the same wavelength, which might be a good thing, might be a bad thing. Clearly it's kind of disastrous, at least in these two universes.
Yeah.
Potential, I think, is the best word for it, because obviously Peacemaker still wants to make something of it in this universe. And the way that this episode ends is kind of showing that Hardcore maybe wants something a little bit in the other universe, right? Like there's potential. I think that's just a strong word for that. It's a heavy scene for them to just kind of break it off like that. Just another moment where it just is not clicking and the rest of the gang is just oblivious and having a good time. And
Yeah, it's quite the contrast. But yeah, while they're partying, though, Langston takes a bunch of Argus soldiers and decides to go into Peacemaker's house to find where this interdimensional ping is happening, right? Basically trying to find his like pocket dimension room. And it's really like I don't know. They have like this device that can sense what they say non-terrestrial
I think it was like,
energy,
yeah, other dimensional kind of, yeah.
and they find it and they're about to kind of what's the word? Just discover it, I guess, right?
Well, and
Like
it
the
looks
exact
really cool, right? Like the glowing around the
totally.
cracks of the door. And I don't know if like without the code you would open it and it would just be like a closet. I was kind of hoping for like a fun little reveal there.
That was my assumption. I thought that if they opened it, it would kind of be like a Monsters Inc. thing, right?
Totally, totally. That's a great way to describe it. But we did not get that far.
No, eagly attacks.
Who like
And
I completely forgot about in this
oh, same.
equation.
Same. I don't know what I was thinking. I was just like, yeah, whatever. And then he attacked. I was like, oh yeah, he's here.
And just like another moment, we saw a couple of these last season where we're both just sitting there like getting attacked by an eagle would suck.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's super brutal. Like, does not care that you're a human. It's just attacking.
Genuinely just razor sharp talons pecking at you. It's brutal. And this is where we get confirmation that bird blindness is a very real condition for
Oh my
Langston.
gosh. He's like, I got attacked by a duck. And they're just like,
Right, it's attacking one of the Argus soldiers, and he's like, I can't tell how big it is.
yeah.
And yeah, some really gross attacks here. It like pulls out one of the guy's eyeballs.
Oh man.
It is, yeah, grotesque. Jeez.
Super crazy deterrent. And
And they don't find anything. Like they barely get out of there with just a few soldiers left. And
yeah. I mean, enough so like Peacemaker comes home and nothing's wrong.
I mean, there's there's signs of a struggle, but he's super drunk. He doesn't notice or care.
Yeah, that is
Um,
true.
yeah, you can tell that I mean, as soon as hardcore lets him down, he starts chugging beers. They kind of have that really cool effects where they just pull out of focus when they're like, cameras on him, and you can tell that things aren't all the way there. He tries to have a buddy
Right.
buddy moment with Eagly, who like, is tired of getting like manhandled and flies off.
Yeah, seriously.
And he sees other Peacemaker's phone.
Yeah, and he tries to text Harcourt from the other dimension. And thankfully, because we were literally, yeah, right before he starts texting her, he goes, you go, like, can it send across dimensions?
It's like, how great is their coverage?
Yeah. And then it doesn't deliver. And we were like, oh, okay, that's good.
You said plot hole averted.
Literally. Yeah.
Which is great. So obviously he's wanting to kind of like see where this could go, right? So he goes into this other universe. He's stumbling around, and I love how they did this scene where he is so out of focus. They have like the camera is swaying. He's moving in and out of it. Like he is not there. And he's standing in the house in this other dimension, and you can hear the conversation his dad and brother are having in the other room, where they're just kind of like, where is he? Like, I have no idea where he could be. We've checked everywhere. What's like what that one girl used to hang out with? They're concerned. They're on alert because Chris should be home and he's not.
Right.
And the text sends because he's now in that universe. And she responds like right away.
Yeah. And he's just texting her back. And I felt like the impression was that he has made the decision to live in this universe for the time being.
It seems like things are pretty much done for, at least in like things are sad. He does not want to go back.
No, I mean, and it makes sense that it's a perfect like ending for this second episode, right? If I were to tell you, like, yeah, this season of TV is about a guy, you know, going into another dimension and learning like how life is different there, but also like he loves his old life kind of thing. The structure is makes perfect sense, right? In the first episode, he discovers it, he gets an opening, and then the second episode is kind of like a struggle of does he accept that opening? And by the end, he does.
Oh, for sure. I mean, that is classic hero's journey. We get
Totally.
the inciting incident, which I would say is him killing himself by accident.
Oh, yeah.
And then we get, right, the refusal of the call, and then finally, like, kind of stepping into the adventure. And that is quite literally him stepping through the door into this new universe. And it'll be exciting to see how they kind of build out his role in this new universe.
Totally. And hopefully, next episode, it's just all like we just get to see all the funny differences, right?
Totally.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And that's it for this week. Next week, hopefully we'll see you again where we get to talk more Peacemaker. We'll see you next time.
Catch y'all later.